Wack100, whose real name is Cash Jones, is a music industry executive, manager, and entertainment personality. He has been involved in the hip-hop industry and has managed several artists. Wack100 is also known for his outspoken nature and has been involved in various controversies and public disputes. Managers and label heads get things done, and Wack assumes those roles for artists like Game and Blueface. But Wack's controversial comments, like his recent thoughts on Mark Stevens and Big U, have taken precedence in the news cycle. Wack believes the media's focus on the controversy is par for the course for him, a 46-year-old formerly incarcerated Pacoima, California native who says he was the first minor in the California state prison system at just 16. He came home in 1999, learned about the music game through working security for former Compton police officer Reggie Wright Jr., and propelled himself into an increasingly important position in the music industry. Wack is a frequent user of Clubhouse, where he single-handedly birthed an ecosystem of YouTube pages that screen record the arguments he has with everyone, from Spider-Loc to Jim Jones. The blogosphere thrives off negativity, and his most fiery moments feed that hunger, which fuels a perception that he's naturally contentious. He's been condemned by some for moments like his live-streamed argument with former Blueface artist Christian Rock, or his taboo opinions of artists like Tupac and Nipsey Hussle. A few months ago, Wack took to Clubhouse to enlighten his listeners and inform them about his hidden involvement in the high-profile lawsuit that accused Shaquille O'Neal and 7 Main Street Mafia Crips of kidnapping and extorting Robert Ross, aka Stutterbox. Wack stated that he reached out to LAPD Detective Greg Kading to orchestrate a play that would free Shaq and the main streets. We also reached out to Detective Kading, as we were interested in hearing the details in his words. I'll let Wack tell the story first. Then we'll hear what Greg has to say in response.
The officer Greg Kading and Darren Dupree or some shit.
Yeah.
When we coming outside on the stairway, me and my attorney, they stop us. They say, look, man, we can't afford this harassment lawsuit you filed. You know, I'm beyond the gated community. I'm claiming I'm embarrassed. I got to move my family. My wife is traumatized. She kicked my dough in. I'm putting extras on it, right?
Right.
They said, listen, man. They advised my attorney. My attorney said, look, dude said, drop the case and they owe you one. If you don't drop it, right, then you know what come with that. My attorney's talking to me. He know my personal business and say, you know how you are every day, so you don't really need that in your mix. So I said, well, listen, I don't need no motherfuckers hemming me up every day. We figured out as we figured out. I leave it like that. About 6 months go by, I look at the media, I see they got Shaq tied up. They making accusations that Shaq paid the Main Street Crips to go kidnap this dude, Stutterbox. It wasn't at LA Live, it was on Sunset Boulevard, right? So they tied Shaq into it. Shaq had did videos with the Main Streets, because Box was his dude. They using all this shit against him, saying he's tied into the gang culture and all this shit, blase, 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 right? I call my man Money Mark, right? Money Mark is Shaquille's right-hand man, his business partner. I said, yo, Mark, check it out. Call my attorney. Tell my attorney, I said, put you online with that federal officer. Have your attorney call that federal officer to the stand. But first tell him to call Box to the stand. You want him to do one thing and one thing only. Ask Box if he's a federal informant, document it. Everybody from LA is in the courtroom, he's gonna lie. Trust me, I know him, he's gonna lie. When that happens, I'm giving you a jewel because Shaq looked out for me, right? I don't need this favor, so I'm passing it to you. Have your attorney call this Greg Kading in, have him take the stand, and then let him tell the judge and present the documents he had, the fingerprints, all the paperwork, the payments they've been paying this dude every month to show that this dude is a federal informant. At that point in time, Box has perjured himself on the stand. Whatever allegations against Shaq and anybody else tied to the case, they got to kick it out. I lay back. Money Mark calls my attorney. So I called my attorney. My attorney called me. I said, yeah, give him that information. That favor they owe me, let them use it. He need it. I don't need it. Because they got Shaq in the trick bag. You can go to Google. That shit is still on Google. They do all that. Sure enough, he get up there, box under oath, denies it, all this. They call Greg Kading in the motherfucker. Greg Kading's coming with his file, hands it to the judge. The judge open it up. I guess, I don't know, it's some type of contract you sign when you signing up for these type of things, former programs or whatever. The judge looks at it, calls, makes sure it's authentic, throws the case out. Not only does Shaq walk, but all the Main Street Crips walk too that day out of court. That's how that happened.
All right then.
Damn, Wack, you the one that saved Shaq then,
I
huh?
saved
Right, I was about to say
and
that.
all the main streets. Just real shit.
Okay, all of that is absolute bullshit, except for the fact we met him at his lawyer's office. We sat down. We said, "Here's the deal, man. We've had this case against you. We came up empty-handed. Sorry that you got caught in the middle of this. Somebody put your name out there. We didn't know any better, so we followed. We gave fucking Stutterbox the benefit of the doubt. Here we are. Was there an apology? I don't know. It's my style to kind of apologize. Sorry you had to fucking go through this. But nonetheless, it is what it is. The idea of suing us, fucking bullshit. Of us having an agreement like we owe you one, bullshit. The idea of him having anything to do with the trial of when Stutterbox went to testify and the thing fell apart, Cash had absolutely nothing to do with any of that. So he's just taking all of these pieces of information and putting them together like he was the puppet master. It's all absolute bullshit.